Welcome to edupediaworld.com. This is Somjaja Nair. The chapter is reproductive health. In the last video, we have already discussed about reproductive health and different strategies used to attain the reproductive health in humans. In this video, we are going to discuss about different contraceptive methods, medical termination of pregnancy, sexually transmitted diseases, and about infertility and its treatment. What are contraceptives? Contraceptives or contraceptive methods are otherwise called birth control methods. Peoples have used birth control methods for thousands of years. Today we have many safe and effective birth control methods. An ideal contraceptive should be user-friendly, easily available, effective and reversible with no or least side effect. It also should in no way interfere with the sexual drive, desire and/or the sexual act of the user. A wide range of contraceptive methods are presently available, which could be broadly grouped into the following categories, namely natural or traditional method, barrier methods, IUDs, oral contraceptives, injectables, implants and surgical methods. Natural or traditional method. Natural methods work on the principle of avoiding chances of ovum and sperms meeting. Periodic abstinence is one such method in which couples avoid or abstain from courses from day 10 to 17 of the menstrual cycle, when ovulation could be expected. As chances of fertilization are very high during this period is called fertile period. Therefore, by abstaining from courses during this period, conception could be prevented. Withdrawal or courteous interrupts is another method in which the male partner withdraws his penis from the vagina just before ejaculation so as to avoid the insemination. Lactational amenorrhea, absence of menstruation method, is based on the fact that ovulation and therefore the cycle do not occur during the period of intense lactation following parturition. Therefore, as long as the mother breastfeeds the child fully, chances of conception are almost nil. However, this method has been reported to be effective only up to maximum period of 6 months following parturition. As no medicines or devices are used in these methods, side effects are almost nil. Chances of failure though of these methods are very high. Barrier methods. Condoms are barriers made of thin rubber or latex sheet that are used to cover the penis in the male or vagina and cervix in the female just before the courses, so that the ejaculated semen would not enter into the female reproductive tract. This can prevent conception. Nirod is one of the popular brand of condom for the male. Use of condoms has increased in recent years due to its additional benefit of protecting the user from contracting STDs and AIDS. Both the male and the female condoms are disposable and can be self-inserted and thereby give privacy to the user. Diaphragms, cervical cuffs and walls are also barriers made of rubber that are inserted into the female reproductive tract to cover the cervix during courses. They prevent conception by blocking the entry of sperms through cervix. They are reusable. Spermicidal creams, jellies and foams are usually used along with these barriers to increase their contraceptive efficiency. Intrauterine devices or IUDs. One of the effective and popular method is the use of intrauterine devices or IUDs. These devices are inserted by doctors or expert nurses in the uterus through vagina. These intrauterine devices are presently available as the non-medicated IUDs, example lips loops, copper-releasing IUDs, CUT, CU7, multi-load 375 and the hormone-releasing IUDs, progesterone, LNG20, etc. This IUDs increases phagocytosis of sperm within the uterus and the Cu ions, that is the copper ions released, suppresses the sperm motility and fertilizing the capacity of sperms. The hormone releasing IUDs in addition make the uterus unsuitable for implantation and the cervix hostile to the sperms. IUDs are ideal contraceptives for the female who want to delay pregnancy and or space the children. It is one of the most widely accepted methods of contraception in India. Oral contraceptives. Oral administration of small doses of either progesterone or progesterone-estrogen combination is another contraceptive method used by the females. They are used in the form of tablets and hence are popularly called the pills. Pills have to be taken daily for a period of 21 days, starting preferably within the first 5 days of the menstrual cycle. After a gap of 7 days during which menstruation occurs, it has to be repeated in the same pattern till the female decides to prevent conception. They inhibit ovulation and implantation as well as alter the quality of cervical mucus to prevent or to retard the entry of sperms. Pills are very effective with lesser side effects and are well accepted by the females. Saheli is one of the new oral contraceptive for the female which contains a non-steroidal preparation. It is a once-week pill with very few side effects and high contraceptive values. Injectables. Progesterone alone or in combination with estrogen can also be used by females as injections or implants under the skin. Their mode of action is similar to the pills and their effective periods are much longer than the pills. Administration of progesterones or progesterone-estrogen combinations or IUDs within 72 hours of coitus have been found to be very effective as emergency contraceptives, as they could be used to avoid possible pregnancy due to rape or casual unprotected intercourse. Surgical methods. Surgical methods, also called sterilization, are generally advised for the male or female partner as a terminal method to prevent any more pregnancies. Surgical intervention blocks gametes transport and thereby prevent conception. Sterilization procedure in the males is called vasectomy and that in female it is called tubectomy. In vasectomy, a small part of the vasa deferens is removed or tied up through a small incision on scrotum, whereas in tubectomy, a small part of the fallopian tube is removed or tied up through a small incision in the abdomen or through vagina. These techniques are highly effective, but the reversibility is very poor. Here you can see the diagrammatic representation of vasectomy and tubectomy. The selection of a suitable contraceptive method and its use should always be undertaken in consultation with qualified medical professionals. One must also remember that contraceptives are not regular requirements for the maintenance of reproductive health. In fact, that are practiced against a natural reproductive events, that is conception or pregnancy. One is forced to use these methods either to prevent pregnancy or to delay or space pregnancy due to personal reasons. No doubt the widespread use of these methods have a significant role in checking uncontrolled growth population. However, their possible ill effects like nausea, abdominal pain, breakthrough bleeding, irregular menstrual bleeding or even breast cancer, though no very significant, should not be totally ignored. Medical termination of pregnancy or MTP. Intentional or voluntary termination of pregnancy before full term is called medical termination of pregnancy or MTP or induced abortion. Nearly 45 to 50 million MTPs are performed in a year all over the world, which accounts to 1/5 of the total number of conceived pregnancies in a year. Obviously, MTP has a significant role in decreasing the population, though it is not meant for that purpose. Whether to accept or to legalize MTP or not is being debated upon many countries due to emotional, ethical, religious and social issues involved in it. Government of India legalized MTP in 1971 with some strict conditions to avoid its misuse. Such restrictions are all important to check indiscriminate and illegal female feticides which are reported to be high in India. Why MTPs? Obviously, the answer is to get rid of the unwanted pregnancies either due to casual unprotected intercourse or failure of the contraceptive used during the coitus or rapes. MTPs are also essential in certain cases where continuation of the pregnancy could be harmful or even fatal either to the mother or to the fetus or both. MTPs are considered relatively safe during the first trimester, that is up to 12 weeks of pregnancy. Second trimester abortions are much more riskier. One disturbing trend observed is that a majority of the NPTs are performed illegally by unqualified quacks which are not only unsafe but could be fatal too. Another dangerous trend is the misuse of amniocentesis to determine the sex of unborn child. Frequently, if the fetus is found to be female, it is followed by MTP. This is totally against which is legal. Such practices should be avoided because these are dangerous both for the young mother and the fetus. Effective counseling on the need to avoid unprotected coitus and the risk factors involved in illegal abortions as well as providing more healthcare facilities could reverse the mentioned unhealthy trend. Sexually transmitted diseases or STDs. Diseases or infections which are transmitted through sexual intercourse are collectively called sexually transmitted diseases or venereal diseases or reproductive tract infections. Gonorrhea, syphilis, genital herpes, chlamydia, genital warts, trichomoniasis, hepatitis B, and of course the most discussed infection in the recent years, HIV, which is leading to AIDS, are some of the common STDs. Among these, HIV infection is the most dangerous one. Some of these infections like hepatitis B, HIV, can also be transmitted by sharing of injection needles, surgical instruments, etc. with infected persons. Transfusion of blood or from an infected mother to fetus to cause these infections. Except for hepatitis B, genital herpes and HIV infections, other diseases are completely curable if detected in early and treated properly. Early symptoms of most of these are minor and include itching, fluid discharge, slight pain, swelling, etc. in the genital region. Infected females may also found asymptomatic and hence may remain undetected for long. Absence or less significant symptoms in the early stages of the infection and the social stigma attached to the STDs determine the infected person from going for timely detection and proper treatment for these. These could lead to complications later, which include pelvic inflammatory diseases, abortions, stillbirths, ectopic pregnancies, infertilities, or even cancer of the reproductive tract. How to avoid STDs? STDs are a major threat to a healthy society. Therefore, prevention or early detection and cure of these diseases are given prime consideration under the reproductive health care programs. First one, avoid sex with unknown partners or multiple partners. Second one, always use condoms during coitus. The third one, in case of doubt, go to a qualified doctor for early detection and get complete treatment if diagnosed with disease. Infertility. We already discussed about reproductive health in detail. A discussion of reproductive health is incomplete without a mention of infertility. A large number of couples all over the world, including India, are infertile. That is, They are unable to produce children in spite of unprotected sexual cohabitation. The reason for this could be many: physical, congenital diseases, drugs, immunological, or even psychological. Specialized healthcare units called infertility clinics could help in diagnosis and corrective treatment of some of these disorders and enable these couples to have children. However, where such corrections are not possible, the couples could be assisted to have children through certain special techniques, commonly known as assisted reproductive technologies. The different assisted reproductive technologies are in vitro fertilization or IVF treatment, gamete intra-fallopian transfer or GIFT, intracytoplasmic sperm injection or ICSI, artificial insemination or intrauterine insemination. In vitro fertilization or IVF. In this, fertilization will occur outside the body, which is almost similar condition as that in the body, which is followed by embryo transfer, is one of the such method used for the correction of infertility. In this method, popularly known as test tube baby program, ova from wife or donor female and sperms from the husband or donor male are collected, are induced to form zygote under simulated conditions in the laboratory. The zygote or early embryos with up to 8 blastomeres could then be transformed into a fallopian tube. That is called zygote intra-fallopian transfer or ZIFT, and the embryos with more than 8 blastomeres directly transferred into the uterus or called intrauterine transfer or IUT to complete its further development. Embryos formed by in vivo fertilization or fusion of gametes within the female also could be used for such transfer to assist those females who cannot conceive. Gamete intra-fallopian transfer or GIFT. Transfer of an ovum collected from a donor into the fallopian tube is called GIFT or gamete intra-fallopian transfer of another female who cannot produce one but can provide suitable environment for the fertilization and further development is the another method popularly used for the infertility correction. Intracytoplasmic sperm injection or ICSI is another specialized procedure to form an embryo in the laboratory in which a sperm is directly injected into the ovum. Artificial insemination or intrauterine insemination. Infertility case either due to inability of the male partner to inseminate the female or due to very low sperm counts in the ejaculates could be corrected by artificial insemination or AI technique. In this technique, the semen collected either from the husband or a healthy donor in an artificial introduced either into the vagina or into the uterus, that is intrauterine insemination of the females. Thus, we have come to the end of this chapter. In the next video, we will be moving towards the next chapter, genetics and evolution. Thank you.